Good morning and welcome. I want to say thank you to everyone that has come to our page. I see that we have new people. I'm so excited. And this week we are doing something different in that because it's a holiday weekend or week, I should say, we are going to mix it up a little bit. Where usually our Wednesday Wellness is on Wednesday Wellness. Wednesday Wellness is all about your getting well, being well, and staying well. It's all about checking into your wellness. And I really appreciate that in your wellness, you are the person that has to check in first so that you don't check out. I think Wednesday Wellness is part of our week that really reflects on where you are. In fact, let me restate that. Wednesday Wellness is about yourself. You're checking into you. You're being able to be responsible and accountable for you. And we do know, and let me just say this, we do know that there are so many people out there that are struggling just to be safe. Good morning, and thank you for joining us, Brianna. Thank you. We're just getting into it, and it's kind of irregular. So Wednesday Wellness is usually on Wednesday. And if you guys want to, on Wednesday, we have our workshop. So anyone can come into the office. Anyone can get on Zoom and have a real workout of the mind. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Brianna says, Grand Rising, my lovelies. We are moving into our 6th year, and we're going to be celebrating all of December. We're focusing on growth, being able to find our growth development. But I want to start us off with our brain. What is your brain capable of? I want everyone to write. And if you're hearing us from around the world, we know that you're there. What is your brain capable of? We're going to be talking about that. And so, good morning, Trish. Good morning. And if you could call in, Trish, that would be great. So that everyone can hear you. That would be wonderful. Your brain. Let's talk about that for a moment. Remember Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone? What he was known for when you saw that movie advertised? I want you to get this picture in your mind. Your brain. Everyone, touch your brain. Let's do this workout with them. Touch your brain. I want you to be able to slowly massage your brain. And you might think it's dumb, but it isn't dumb. It's in fact something that is going to help you to focus. So what is your brain capable of doing? Brianna says creating new neural pathways where trauma can be released and healed, and how new belief systems can be created. You know what we call that? Reprogramming. How many of you in this last year have had to reprogram yourself? If you could call in Trish as our Vibe Talk co-host, please and thank you. The number that you're going to call is the 800 number, 1-800-721-9260. Please and thank you. Yes. So let's get into it. We're going to dive right into it. I have all of my things right here, and we're going to look at it as soon as I can. Nope, that's not there. I had it all ready for you guys. It's terrible. Where did I see that at? Okay, here it is. Sorry about that. There is a delay. We're going to talk about things that help us to remember. If you can read the comments there, Trish, we're waiting on you to come in, please and thank you. The brain. It is amazing, first of all. The brain and your pain, how is it connected? When you think about your pain, and we all have it, the brain is able to release endorphins, and that endorphin will temporarily dull your pain. Why is that? Because the body's system can help you with that brain to be able to escape or protect yourself. The brain is able to protect yourself, and it is an amazing thing. The brain. Think about that. All the pain that you have endured in your life. Some of us are walking around with great pain. What pain am I talking about? Because sometimes you might say to yourself, that's not true, Miss Nisi. You may say that, and guess what? I want to prove to you something. If you've hurt yourself, you feel pain physically, right? Think about the last pain. Try again, Trish. I just missed it. I'm so sorry. Think about the pain. You stub your toe, you instantly have pain. You don't need me to tell you to go stub your toe, right? You don't need that. You don't need me to tell you to slice your finger. We all have pain. I have hip pain. Sometimes I have headaches. Who of us hasn't had that? The pain that I want to remind you of for just a moment is the pain that no one else sees. You know that pain? The pain that you have lived with, the pain that you have endured, the pain that you have right now. Because some of us really have a lot of pain. Good morning, Trish.
Good morning.
If you're looking at the comments, Brianna says, hey. Thank you, Brianna.
Hey.
Okay. Glad you are here. Most of you have information about your own brain, and I want to tell you something. We are not doctors. I am, however, a certified counselor and life coach. And thank you for being with us today. We're going to massage our left brain. Let's get into it. We're going to need silence for a moment. And as you know, you can use the comments, you can ask questions, you can join in the conversation. Don't be afraid to do that. We want to hear from you. So I want you to take your left hand and use your fingers to gently massage your brain, your temple. And I want you to breathe. If you're having any pain, I'd like for you to touch where your pain is in your brain or anywhere on your body. Massage that part of you, but really I need you to focus. That sounds like a 2-in-1, right? So I'll give you one instruction. Let's just massage our brain. Remember Macaulay Culkin in the famous brain scene when he's holding his brain like he can't take it anymore? How many of us have felt that? Let's massage it gently. And usually I would recommend 2 fingers and not so hard, just very gently. Because when you do that, the body's message from your brain is accepting that, and you are learning to be gentle with yourself in this workshop today. Now I want you to do the other right brain. We're going to do that this morning. Your right brain, use your right hand, fingers, and I'd like you to massage that gently. And why do I say gently? Because the brain is receiving a message from you to be gentle. It's telling you to be gentle with yourself. Some of us don't know how to do that with yourself. How many of you are learning to be gentle with yourself? Anybody?
I am.
You're learning to be gentle. Brianna, if you're still here, how about yourself? And learning to be gentle. Because sometimes we are the hardest people to be gentle with ourselves. Tell us about that, Trish. Learning to be gentle with yourself. If you will, while you're massaging your right brain.
So I've been practicing on being gentle with myself and understanding myself as well, like embracing and just nourishing myself, because I can be hard on myself a lot and I have high expectations for me. So it makes it hard for me to be gentle and understanding of myself, but I've been being gentle with myself by taking a rest, laying down when I need to, get my favorite snack when I feel like eating something that I love, like doing things that make me feel like, you know what, I feel good about me. Those sorts of things.
Okay, now take both of your hands, both of your right hand and your left hand, and I want you to massage both sides of your brain. And don't worry, we're going to get the whole brain. What I want to talk about is really how the brain is a marvelous tool. If some of you have been with me for more than 1 year, 2 years, then you already know that the brain is a tool. And we talk about the brain in its usage. Now, your endorphins tell you what you desire. Trish, you just talked about desiring your snack, desiring rest. Are we listening to the body's message? Because with me, I'll tell you what happens with me. My brain will tell me to rest. And I am in a warring match with myself to just rest. And the only reason that I do rest is that the body's message tells me, the brain says to me, you need to rest. How does it send that message? I start being sick. My body starts breaking down. And then I become unuseful. Did you hear the word unuseful? How many of you heard that word? We want you to use your mind. Now, we talked about the brain. Let's go to the back of our head, starting from our neck up. Okay, and we're going to go to the back of our head. Don't worry, we're going to get the entire brain. I want you to massage the back of your head. Now, I want to talk about the brain and how it speeds up. The process of your brain speeding up to catch information and to intake the world around you. Brianna says being gentle with herself looks like cozy pajamas and a movie. A shower to cleanse my energy. Also being nicer to my inner lens. I love this, Brianna. Thank you. Being closer, nicer to my inner landscape, having a sacred relationship with my body and give myself what it needs. Thank you for that. So are you guys still exercising in this workshop today by massaging your brain? It's important because it sends the body messages. Let's talk about the speed up and how it does. How many of you have been in emergency, excited, overstimulated? Yesterday, a baby, and I watched this. If we are mothers, if we've been in tune to people, I was really in tune to this baby that was being overstimulated. And the adult that wouldn't let the mother have privacy had no sense of this. How did I know that baby was overstimulated? Because the mother was trying to comfort her child. Changing the diaper. The person walked over to change this baby's diaper while the mother was changing the baby's diaper. Didn't give the mother any breathing room. Keep massaging the back of your head. Just keep massaging it gently. So as the story goes, this is a real story, as you know. So the baby got really frustrated. And then the person would not sense that the mother and the baby needed the private time. She kept going over to the baby, moved the chair a little closer. And then because I was there, I knew both people. I said, now you guys know me like this. I said, do you want a little privacy? I asked the mother because you could see the baby overstimulated. Why are we talking about this? Because this is how the high risk situations are. We have to be in tune to the nonverbal. The baby was nonverbal because she couldn't say, leave me alone. Give me some space. How many of you recognize that in yourself, that you may need some time because your brain speeds like a freight train. My brain does that often. What do you do to calm your brain? You may stop. What do you do? You may stop massaging your brain just for a moment because we still have the front. What do you do to calm? Well, the mother began to cuddle that baby. And once I said that, it was as if the room stopped moving. See, a baby cannot process all the stimulation that's going on in the brain. How many of you have, Brianna says, breathe. What about you, Trish? What do you do to calm yourself? Because some of us are so overstimulated. What are we overstimulated by? Social media. And we all like social media. But sometimes our brain is just, it can't stop. And so we get the Macaulay Culkin movement and we just can't make it stop. Even some of us, when we're at rest, we gotta be doing something. That's me. Always gotta be doing something, right? So Brianna says, yes. Trish, what do you say about this overstimulating and thinking about that baby and her needs?
I say that it takes a lot to pause and see what's going on with others, especially children, because for us, we can pinpoint sometimes, like adults, we can pinpoint what's going on with this, but children, they're taking on so much emotions at once, and they don't know how to react, and so their language is crying or being frustrated, waving their hands. That's how children are, and sometimes we have to realize that they too. They can't say it, but they need their space, and it just makes me think about, I understand when I need space sometimes, and I don't take that space, and so I get overstimulated as well, and in that overstimulation, I tell myself, no, you gotta move forward, keep going, you don't need that space, you don't have time for space right now, keep going, and it makes me very frustrated and irritated in that moving on, but I take time, I'm trying to practice to take time when I'm overstimulated.
Now, Brianna, Trish, can you see Brianna's thoughts here? Can we see her thoughts? You know what I mean. Can you see?
Yeah, I can go to the live and read her comments.
Please, because we want you to have a share in it. Thank you, Brianna. Brianna says that nurturing herself. She interjected, thank you so much for your comments. I love it. She said that's her too when we're talking about the brain and the speed. She says she talks to herself, and I'll let you finish, Brianna. Trish, as my co-host, I'll let you finish.
Okay. She says, I talk to myself and literally have a conversation about it. Also, body language allows me to react. I'm sorry, hold on.
That's okay.
Allows us to react the system, and she's stressed at person.
Yeah. So right now we're working with massaging the body because we're calming down. We're learning to do that. For those of you who have not been doing that, you can do this without any noise. You can do it with music. But the words we're talking about is pain, time, giving yourself time. See, the mother had to be able to read the room too. Because remember, a lot of our feelings come from when we were children. And the baby was really important to be able to read her because the mother had the person just in her space. And the mother, what I felt that the mother wanted to be kind. The mother wanted to be nice instead of saying, I'm going to nurse the baby. The person, what upset me about the person not giving the mother and that baby the space. But I didn't want to be rude. But I noticed that baby was discovering, all of a sudden this baby is overstimulated. What do you think would have happened if the mother didn't respond to that baby as the baby grew up? What do you think would have happened if she didn't feel that mother giving her what she needed? She just needed to be coddled. She's only a few weeks old. Just barely a month. What's your thought about that? Trish says, also understanding co-regulation and how activation in the energetic body can be transferred from person to person. Yes, as a parent, I've learned to meet fire with water, not more fire. Love that. Love that. And that's what we're doing. Our brain and our body system sends information. Are you reading that? Or does somebody else have to read the room? Isn't that your word, Trish? Reading the room? Or am I talking about somebody else?
No, that's me.
Now, keep your comments coming. And please interject. Here's another thing. An exercise I want you guys to try. Blink your eye just for 1 second. I want everybody that's listening to try this. See, our workshops are not that hard, but I promise to put you to work. Just blink your eye. Did you know that when you blink your eye, you go blind every time you blink? Amazing fact. Why is that? For the split second, your vision just shut off. What does your brain do? It fuels you with missing information to create continuous experience. Let's try that again without my voice. You don't even know that. I didn't know that until I looked at this information. Think about the brain. The brain is such a marvelous tool. Let it be the sharpest tool that you could ever have. Learn to use your tool that you have. How was that experience for everybody? And nobody is made to do it. You don't have to do it if you don't want. But I want you to feel the experience. How was that for everybody? Anybody want to talk about it? Because it happened so quickly.
So, yeah, like, when you, sometimes I don't even notice I'm blinking.
Mm-hmm.
So like, when you don't notice, it makes it hard to actually grasp that, yeah, you blink and you can't see for a second by the time, how much time you blink in the day. And I didn't just, like,
But
So,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
yeah, that's my
Go ahead.
experience.
It goes right back into where it was. Now, if you've ever had any kind of injury, and we know that there are people out there that have had injuries, you know, the brain has to it has to transmit the information. And sometimes in cases where we have brain injury, our process may be a little harder. We just want to put that mental note on there because we realize that all kinds of people are listening all over the world to this podcast. Brianna's comment, Trish, you want to read it?
Yes, I have to go to it. Okay. Okay. Her comment says, to be with the unknown, this is why having a meditation practice like this is important to daily life. It allows you to dream and play in your imagination. Finding presence in your body creates space in your brain.
Yes, thank you for that. Let's stick with that thought. Thank you, Brianna, for that. When we daydream, think about that. How many of us have had an experience of daydreaming? Any of us? We all
have.
We all have. Why does our brain do that? I daydream most of the time because I'm bored. The subject is not interested in me or to me. So I start wandering off. Because that's what we call it, right? Wandering off. Brianna says, go ahead, Trish. Go ahead.
I was going to say I daydream when I don't want to be somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to be somewhere, and I'd rather be somewhere else.
Yes.
Or when I'm having anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So I daydream, I zone out because I'm trying to send my mind somewhere else because like where I'm at right now is too scary, too anxious for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have circumstances. Brianna, what about you? And thank you for being here today. Our brain, when we think about sleep, we all get tired, right? How many of us fall asleep when we're so tired? I actually can fall asleep anywhere. I had my friend told me one time. She said, you come all the way here and you just keep falling asleep. She goes, what's the matter with you? Tired. Brianna says that when she feels triggered. When she's triggered. See how we're all different? And we may feel daydreaming at different circumstances. Our brain can do that. Here's another fact. That when you're tired, you go to sleep, you are not aware of what's going on unless you can hear the kids fighting or getting into something or some movement or argument. I'm a light sleeper, so I feel all those things. But guess what? Your body actually paralyzes itself. The brain does this during your sleep. It keeps you from acting out your dreams. The brain shuts down when you are asleep. Let me demonstrate that. How many of you have had dreams where you're falling from somewhere? You're falling from somewhere?
I have.
Yeah? Now, the next question is, how many of you wake up when when you find yourself falling. Any of you ever done that? Or were you like the cartoon? I think of Tom and Jerry and what's it? The Road Runner. Trying to catch him, trying to injure him. The brain has a way, even when it's asleep, to keep you from injuring yourself. Yeah, okay. Sometimes kids fall out of the bed. Maybe even I've fallen out of the bed once, twice, maybe 10 times. But the brain paralyzes when you're asleep. But here's something that's very interesting about your tool. It's a personal thing for you. That mighty tool prevents you from injuring yourself. It reacts, even in that paralytic sleep. Because how many of you have woken up just before you're about to hit the ground? Have any of you experienced that? No?
I have.
And what was that like for you?
Sometimes it's shocking because, like we talked about, how you're dreaming that you're falling, and then you wake up before you hit the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your body catches itself before it does that, and I just find it amazing how the brain, it's splitting in two different realities for you, and you protect yourself that way. Our brain is awesome. It's awesome like that.
Yeah. Now, we talk about triggers, we talk about trauma, but let's focus on trauma. Now I want you guys to massage your front brain. Your front brain. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle. So if anybody asks you today, when's the last time you had a massage? What would be your answer? Yes, you are massaging your brain gently. We're going to talk about trauma. Everyone who has listened or who will listen to this podcast. Now remember, it's streaming everywhere. What I want to tell you, we have all experienced trauma. Keep massaging your brain, your front brain. Whether we choose to talk about it or not, the traumas in our lives, because I work with people on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, weekly basis, every 2 weeks, that are triggered by their personal trauma. Now, we've all had trauma, but no two are the same. You may know what trauma is, but trauma hits differently. How many of you have heard it, that hit differently? How many of you have heard that? That hit differently. What does that mean? That hit differently as we continue to massage our brain. And I'm working with this because this is very deep. What does it mean it hit differently?
It can mean trying to put it in the right words, that really resonates with me, or that it touched me on a deep level. Like, I really understand that. That's what it means.
Yes. trauma. Did you know that the brain has the ability to hide your trauma? I'm talking to you on a personal level. It will blur certain things. You ever had a memory of something but you didn't have all the detail of it? When we think about how the brain hides that, it's really our survival mode. The brain has the ability, when trauma has entered into your life, to create for you survival. And that's why we say in our workshop, our Wednesday wellness, when you hear our podcast, is it's okay if you don't want to talk. Maybe you just want to sit and think. Maybe you just want to figure things out. You ever had people fill in the blurred spots for you? I've had that happen. People who knew the situation and they would say, remember? I don't know if you remember. I've had that happen. And your mind is just, no, I don't remember. Maybe you were too young. Let's go back to the baby that was overstimulated. Do you think that that baby will remember that moment? What do you guys think? Do you think she'll remember that moment of feeling, help me, I'm just overstimulated, help me, I'm just overwhelmed, help me, I might be afraid, help me, I feel fear, help me, help me, help me, help me. Now that was deep, what I just did. Where did your brain go when we were doing that? Because you see, that baby won't remember being overstimulated. But I'm going to tell you something about your brain. If that baby were injured, if that baby were in a very, very traumatic situation, okay, and I'm going to bring it home for you so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Had that baby been molested at that age, had that baby would have been something awful happen, she would be like that memory. Because let me tell you something about the brain. I don't know when it starts to remember. But as long as you're active, your brain is transmitting all your information. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the medical field. But I can tell you for sure that baby has transmitted the information of what happened yesterday. Feeling all those things, what she was feeling. We don't know what age that starts at, so I'm not going there because this is not a medical show. But what I'm telling you is sometimes our memory will block things that have happened to us. And you're not able to place it. And that's why we say feelings buried alive never die, because those feelings are not gone. Come a little closer. I said, your trauma is not gone. What you've done, like that baby, you have no memory. It's the body's way of defending itself from more trauma. A baby cries out, while yet the adult stays silent. The adults don't know how to verbalize. The adult says, no, 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 no. I don't like that pain. Have you learned to calm yourself through the gentle massage that you are working with me in? Let's think about another point. I'm going to use me for example. I was bitten by a dog when I was 8, 9. I was talking to my mom about this the other day, and she didn't remember that, but I do. Number one, because the scar is still on my leg. It was our dog. Now go ahead and laugh if you want to, because my mom loved that dog. And the dog was not a vicious dog, which is why she didn't get rid of it. Let me tell you what happened. The dog came out running when I was with my brother taking out the trash. My brain said, uh-oh, here's this dog. I'm scared of this dog. He's going to bite me. So I began to run when the dog was just reacting like a dog. He didn't viciously attack me, but he did what a dog does. And I'm trying to get away from him because I'm thinking this dog's going to eat me alive, because I was always afraid of this dog. It was a big Saint Bernard. He was our family dog. Now, let's think about this, if you will, for just a moment. Bitten by a dog. In my 8-year-old mind, 8 or 9, when I saw that dog running, I could predict that dog, he's running straight for me, right? We do the what happens next, right? How many of you have done the what happens next? You may release yourself from the massage, please. How many of you have done what happens next? How many of you do that? Anyone?
I have.
What was that experience like for you?
It was like questioning, like, how do I go from here? Since something traumatic happened, and because you brought up the dog situation, I've been through a traumatic experience with a dog, and it just, that's the question I've asked. I was like, what happens next? How will I feel about dogs after this? Do I want to get another one? That's how what happens next sounds to be like. How do I go from here? What's my feelings now? So yeah, I've asked that question before.
What about you, Brianna? Anything you want to talk about? Yes, Trish, you did. And when I told that, I had forgot about your experience, but thank you for having the courage to talk about that story. Because I was traumatized by that story. You guys see what your brain can do? Your brain is so powerful. Did you remember the age at which I was traumatized? We're all traumatized in different ways. Trish, how old were you when that happened? I'm going to give you an example.
24.
I was 24. I was 8 or 9. The baby was a month old. You see what happens with the brain when it's traumatized? It gets deeper, ladies and gentlemen. Brianna said, my daughter almost died by a dog. Can you relate, Brianna, when you think about a dog and what happens next? What do I do? I want to talk about the brain some more as it gets deep and as we think about the power of our brain. You know, when we're little tiny kids, our brain is in the hands of someone else. Get with me on this. Our brain is guided by people that are our parents, caregivers, and this is no blame on the parents. This is not what we're doing. But if the shoe fits, I need you to think about it in your own brain. And sometimes the things that we've just done, there's nobody there that can, number one, tell us it's going to be okay. Calm down. I'm here. Or, let's think about this. We don't get that choice as we are little tiny developers. And I say developers because our mind is study, learning, transmitting. If you've heard nothing in this podcast for Wednesday Wellness on a Monday, please replay it. Because there's a message in here for everyone who's going to listen to this podcast. And if you think I'm lying, check this podcast out later and you'll be able to see how many people actually listen to it. Your brain, as you stand there as an adult, capable of exercising your tools, sharpening your brain, taking in information. You can also sift out information. You can protect your own brain, right? We get tired of looking at the internet, we shut it down, right? When we're tired, we say, I want to rest, because your brain is telling you what to do. But what if you don't respond to your brain's message? What do you think will happen next? What do you think will happen next? That is the question. Brianna says, I shut it all away and just the other day it came up. She was 3. Yeah. You know what else? Thank you, Brianna, for that, because what I want to tell you, going back to this baby and now Brianna's daughter at 3, see, the numbers are important because at each stage of a number, our brain does something. Our brain goes back to experience. Our brain goes back to experience. Everybody got that? And our brain, as we get older, we can stifle our growth or we can keep it moving. We can keep at it. Our brain, as long as it is alive, make it useful. Come a little closer. I said, as long as your brain is alive, keep it useful. There are some people that don't have the agility to use their brain. They're not in circumstances to be able to use their full capacity. Neither are we to think about the full usage of our brains. I had all of you do your workshop exercise today, and that was to massage the brain, to give your brain a message that you're nurturing it. Even as I was born with a disability on my right side, I was still able to do the exercise or not. But there are some people that they cannot respond to the brain and its message. Those are the people who are on what we call what? What do we call this? Life support. If you've ever had that experience and you hear that life support machine for your loved one, or you have experienced it, they're not fighting for themselves. That machine. And that's why the doctors come in and they say when they see no improvement in the brain wave, what is your decision, or you'll have to make? Excuse me. You'll have to make a decision. I had to do that once. And I don't talk about it because it was my experience, but I think today is a good time to talk about it. My nephew, one of them, had been injured so badly. And I rushed to the hospital. And I'd already had the experience with one of my nephews dying, not surviving that. So I was triggered. My brain, the speed of my brain when I'm hearing this baby is in the hospital. Sure, he's of age. As I walked in the hospital room, my brain began to panic because I saw him all bruised up, beaten up, bandaged. He had no power to be able to tell me what happened. Wasn't expected to survive it. So I would come in each day and talk to him. Now imagine that. Talking to someone that their odds of survival does not look good. Your brain is saying, okay, I'm about to experience another death. So we're talking. We did this every day. And then one day I walked in. Eyes were open. He took out a pad and he wrote to my boys that were with me, you don't ever want this life. Don't ever get in this life. And he would doze off. Or before that happened, excuse me, the doctor came in and the doctor said, you know, we want to be able to take this life support off of him. The hardest decision I ever had to make was, I'm not responsible for life. Only God is responsible for life. I don't want to make these decisions so my brain is just going. He said, if I take this life support out, it is your job to keep him awake. To keep him awake. To keep him awake. That's all I remember. He survived that. And thank God that he's doing much better. Do you think he remembers that? What's your thought on that? We're going to go right back. And we're going to come right back. Trish says, or excuse me, Brianna says she remembers that and she still loves dogs. See, different outcome. Your brain is the most precious tool that you could ever have. While you are in that brain alive, use your tools well. We're going to be right back. I promise. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. You're back, and thank you for joining us. I want to say a special thank you to Brianna. Brianna, I'm glad you're here, and I'm so glad about your business and your coaching. So proud of you. Trish, right back to Trish and Trish's Treasures.
This this topic right here really hit me like differently, like we were talking about. I really um I've been through a lot last week, and just when I thought, oh, it happened one day, I'm fine. Nope, that's not the case. I'm not I'm not okay about that situation, even though we no longer have the dog. We no longer have the dog, but I'm still in that past moment, but it feels like the present. When people say it feels like it just happened yesterday, that's how I feel right now from that situation. And it's crazy how, well, crazy, amazing, miraculous how the brain works about how you feel about certain things. Because this happened on Wednesday, and what happened was, because I was going to talk about it on Friday, but we didn't do it on Friday, but I can talk about it today. What happened was about the dog situation. I realized my body got tense, and I felt a wave of fear um, in me in that situation. And so during that topic, and I was like, oh, it's triggering. It's a trigger conversation for me. And I'm surprised that I'm able to talk about it without, crying, because that's an emotional part. Having that was an emotional experience for me, and I'm just so grateful that everybody is okay. I'm grateful that nobody got bitten. Like, that was a lot, guys. And I just want to say, if anybody has a traumatic experience, or if anybody is going through something in particular that you haven't reconnected with your brain or the memory within you, and you're not ready to face it yet, just I encourage you to use your mind, use your brain, and just think about the benefits of when you are reflecting on your experience. It doesn't have to be traumatic, but happy experiences too. How does that make you feel? How do those happy moments make you feel? Your calming place. We talked about that. What's your calming place when you start to feel those triggers and those fearful sensations within you when you are traumatized? What's your calming space? What's your happy place? What's your place to take your space? Those things. And I hope you figure those things out, because for me, when I was facing that situation, what helped me was having those mechanisms, those calming mechanisms. And also, what really helped me was realizing, yeah, this still hurts. This is new to me. I'm traumatized. Just being honest with myself as well. So this is Trisha's Treasures, and that's what I have to say about this topic.
So you can hear more from Trisha's Treasures by visiting and subscribing to our YouTube page at Vibetalkfacingthelion podcast. I want to say a special thank you for two reasons today. One is for my amazing co-host. The other is for Brianna being here with us. Finally got Brianna on. She has been asking, and I know you have, Brianna. Today was not Wednesday Wellness, but we made it a Wednesday Wellness because we know that the holidays are coming up, and we want to leave you with something to calm yourself. We know that you'll have family, friends, all kind of guests cooking and whatever else you're going to do on your days off. Go listen to a podcast and share it with what you learn. I hope the workshop, Work On, Work In with me, I hope that helped you to face your trauma, be able to talk about it, and if nothing else, be able to listen. The objective for the massage is to comfort yourself. Get in your healing space and never think that your memory is dulled or desensitized. That's the objective. We hope that wherever you're listening from, that you've enjoyed today's podcast. We will be back next week. But don't forget about our radio show. And I think I'm going to do a special radio show. Don't count on it, but do know that it is coming up. So wherever you're listening, all you have to do is get here like Brianna did. Brianna, thank you so much. And we're so glad that you're here. Anything you want to say to Brianna, Trish?
Yes, I'm glad that you stopped by. So nice to see you. And
say this. You know, Brianna was part of our group when we first started. And when I work with people that I know they're going somewhere, I don't give up on them. I let them work it out, work on it. And boy, she's got her own thing going. And I'm always, from the day she told me that, I knew she would do something. And I enjoyed talking to her and having her here. And wow, let's support her business. And it's all about sharing. So Brianna, if you could do me a favor, could you write in right now your business so that people can find you as well? Please and thank you. We always support each other. And one thing that I've always said, remember, guys, when I used to say Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast was revolving doors, people will leave and people will come. And we'll adjust. We've been doing this ever since. So I'm excited. I am so excited. Just, ouch. I'm going to read these comments. Trish says, go ahead, read them. Because, go ahead, read them, Trish.
Okay.
My brain just blanked out. Go ahead, Trish. Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. She says, yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me. I am so happy.
Can't hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me?
No, we didn't hear any of it.
Okay. It's the audio is cutting out every time I read. I don't know why. So.
Okay, I'm going to take it from here. It says, let me, I'm getting there. I'm still here. We're getting there, Brianna. We are. I should have been. She says, I'm so happy I made it here today. Allowed me to reminisce. Trish, so happy to hear you. I'm so proud of you for staying here. I keep losing. And we want to support her. And her coaching is Soul, SOUL, the number 2, and then Soul, SOUL, coach.org. She wants to share her email. Email is Brianna, BRIANNA, at soul2soulcoach.org. Go over there, support her. Thank you, and we want to see your growth, your continued growth, because you have been growing. And that's what we're focusing on. Our celebration, all of December, is going to be on growth and celebrating. And we're so happy to all of you who continue to grow. And she sends up hearts. Thank you, Trish, my amazing co-host. Thank you for putting up with me, even on your days where you're experiencing traumatization. And as I tell all of my clients, all of my people that I've worked with, The door is never closed to you. You can always come back. We also have Instagram. Please, please support Brianna. I think it'll be good, and I'm just amazed. Her little shop is adorable in New York. I'm proud, to say the least. I want to thank all of you, those who are listening from far and wide, those who are in close connection in our communities and surrounding community. And we want you to think about the Healing Center. The Healing Center will be 1 year old on January the 6th, and we have a big celebration for that. Come out and enjoy the celebration. In the meantime, I wish you and your loved ones to be safe as you are together and have guests and cooking and whatever else you're going to do on your time out. How many podcasts do we have, Trish? Videos on YouTube?
I have to look.
Okay. So we have,
Okay.
Go ahead. Were you going to say something? We have almost 800 videos. Please, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling depressed, even if you're feeling like this is a great day, we beg you to listen to those podcasts. Let us know where you're from. Say hello to us. And we love it when ones who have been in our very first group, such as Brianna, come by. And we love to find out where and what they're doing now. And I'm so proud of you, Brianna. I've always believed in you. Just like I tell you, Trish, I believe in you. And the door is farther than Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. It's about your belief in yourself, and believing in you should be top of the list. Have a good day, everyone, and thank you for joining Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. And we're going to do something different today. You ready? We'll see you next time.